What's up, gentlemen? First of all, I just want to say thank you for 10 plus subscribers. I found out that I can only upload up to 15 minutes of this, so I'm gonna just jump straight into what I'm gonna be reading, which is Cheerlie's Garden. But still, thank you for the 10 plus subscribers. The entire theatre complex was abuzz with the voices of 100 excited ponies, as Cheerlie peeked out carefully from behind the curtains, hiding the stage. She saw rows upon rows of ponies sitting in the stands or moving between them, talking to each other as they waited or tried to make one last trip to get some food and beverages before the show. She glanced quickly to the left and saw the musicians had already set up in the orchestra pit in front of the stage. They'd only been needed for a few scenes, but Cheerlie was still glad to have them. Seeing such a crowd gathered there made her a bit nervous, even though this had all been her idea. Almost all the seats were taken, and Cheerlie knew there were barely enough to accommodate the entire population of Ponyville. The show would be subjected to the scrutiny of a great many pony eyes indeed. She retreated back behind the curtains, hoping no pony had seen her. It says nobody there, so to the writer, that's supposed to say no pony. Dumbass. She felt that that would have been somewhat unprofessional. Everything seemed to be in order as she inspected the stage for the last time. All the props and the equipment were beautifully made, straight from the hooves of the masters. Cheerlie had only needed to tell them what she wanted, and they had provided it without any questions, even though certain items must have seemed unnecessary. After all, they didn't know what she had in her mind for the night. While she did, pardon me, she was quite sure of their props, sure some of their props would make even professional theatre jealous. The stage was divided into sections, each denoting its supposed location. This way, they didn't need time of backstage ponies to change the decor after each act, cutting down on the time needed for scene changes. Cheerlie was a big fan of this system, as it meant there was one less thing for her to worry about. She turned back and headed for stage left, where her students were busy making all dress up. It was a total chaos, with bits and pieces of costumes scattered across the room like sprinkles on a cupcake. At the centre of this mess were the Cutie Mark Crusaders, as Cheerlie had come to expect. The fact none of them had sprouted making trouble Cutie Mark yet had surprised her more each and every day. "Hey, that's my helmet," Scootaloo told Sweetabelle accusingly. "Yours is over there." No, it sure isn't," she replied as she lifted the kingly helmet off her head and held it out for Scootaloo to inspect. "This one has a hole for my horn, see? That sounds terrifying." "Are you sure this ain't my cutie? What? Are you sure this ain't my helmet?" Applebloom said as she scratched her head. "The king wears a crown," the other two snapped back. "Duh." "Wait, she's a woman, sure? Well, girl, I'd imagine. What? Okay. I do believe that Applebloom has had a sex change." Indeed. Cheerlie sighed as she quickly glanced at the other students. Silver Spoon and Diamond Tiara seemed to progress orderly, if slowly, mainly due to how they constantly flourished and admired each other after each article of their clothes they put on, and after every single brush of their name. Snips was, to her great surprise, ready and waiting. The fact that Snails was backstage on tech duty might have had something to do with that, she mused. She remained confident they'd make it in time, as she had the great foresight to start them all on preparation much earlier than any pony would have thought necessary. She had come to know this little group throughout the months, and she was prepared for almost anything. Nothing could possibly go wrong today. She had put too much planning and work in to see it fail now. She smiled as she emphasized the peace, quiet, and tranquility and relief she'd feel when this was all over. "All right, I always go into a gypsy voice when I'm trying to be her. "All right, students," she chimed. Let me just run you through the steps one last time. And there was much groaning to be heard across the room, but Charlie wasn't taking any chances with this bunch. If you still have a part to play, but aren't needed on set, come back here. If your role is all played out, exit the stage on the other side. You'll be able to watch the rest of the play from there. That is, if you haven't seen it enough already. You paused for a moment to ascertain everyone was still listening, and they all nodded. If you're forgetting your lines, just improvise or pick up from the point in the script you do recall. The pony you're playing with skips some of your lines. Don't try to correct them. Remember, we may notice if some pony doesn't follow the script, but the audience won't as long as you keep the dialogue flowing. Phyllis and Snips nodded again. Shirley smiled at them. Good. Now get ready. I have to see to the opening of the show, so be ready on set in no more than 10 minutes. This is going alright. It says gore and dark and things like that above, but I haven't seen any of that yet. It's just them setting up for a play, so it might just be them doing a play. I'll not be bothered if it is, but I'm hoping for some gore by now. You know, like cupcakes. Cupcakes. She walked away as her young ponies got back to it, and Charlie thought they seemed to quarrel and delay slightly less this time, though this was probably just her imagination. The last one she had to check on was Snails, who she put backstage due to his absolute inability to do even the most basic of acting. All he'd have to do there was listen for certain cues and then carry out one specific action. She had even written all of that down on a list that was easy enough to follow. Even for him. Up to this point, he'd done okay during their practices, but you never knew. Again, I want to say to you all, thank you for 10+ subscribers. I'm sure I'll be bringing you more of this next time I do it.